Okay, this is case 1, and we're going to use the same format with each one of these, and I hope you can read this. It'll serve you well no matter what's happening in your process costing problem. And to me, it's logical, and it should be something you should be able to follow. So this one has no beginning work in process or ending work in process. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And we start out with like a reconciliation. That's how I think about it. We've got to make sure that we account for all the units that we started out with. So this had beginning work in process of 0. You can follow this with a book if you want to. I could do it in Excel, but I'd rather show it to you like this. And they started 400 units. So we've got 400 units to account for. Okay, we've got to make sure we know where those went. And what we know is that they completed and transferred 400 units. Okay, so that's great. And ending work in process is 0. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is figure out our equivalent units. So if we have, we're going to have, say, a column for units, and then direct material and conversion. Okay, because sometimes we'll have partially completed units. So we're going to start out with completed and transferred 400 units. Now, completed units are 100% complete for material and 100% complete for conversion. So they're totally complete. And in this case, we don't have any ending work in process. Now, what's important here is that what our equivalent units are, the information must come from what's been completed and transferred, and what's an ending work in process is because that's all we know. Okay, that's what we can put our hands on. We know where that is. I mean, it's equal to what was in beginning work in process and what was started. Okay, that is equal to what's been completed and transferred and what's in ending work in process. But these are the numbers that we've got to find an inventory cost for. Okay, the next thing that we look at is costs, and our costs come from BWIP, beginning work in process, and in this case it's 0. There's nothing there. But then we've got another category called added this period. Okay, what costs did we add? And we added 32,000 in direct material and 24,000 in conversion, for a total of $56,000. Okay, I'm going to put a double underscore. We want to make sure then later on when we assign the cost that we assign a total of $56,000. Okay, so now I can take my dollars, divide it by my equivalent units, and I've got a cost per equivalent unit. So my raw material cost per equivalent unit is $80. And my conversion cost per equivalent unit is $60. Okay, so for a total of $140 of cost per total unit. Okay, these are our costs per equivalent unit. Okay, so first we figured out, first we did a reconciliation, but then we figured out our equivalent units, then our total cost, then cost per equivalent unit, and now we're ready to assign the cost. Assign cost to inventory. So the first one that we do is completed and transferred. Completed and transferred, we have 400 units at $140 a piece, and that gives us $56,000. We have no ending work in process. Okay, so that's it. That's you know, it makes it a little bit different when you've got beginning and ending work in process, but we'll work through those and you'll be all set.